Didn't Robert E. Lee donate a bunch of money to the college, and wasn't he responsible for the honor system? Was he the one who created the journalism department? There are countless rumors and legends about what Robert E. Lee did as Washington College president from 1865 to 1870. And for each question, the answer is always a little more complicated than it seems. But one thing is certain. No individual had a more profound impact on the curriculum, finances, and notoriety of that institution than President Lee. So what exactly did he do? Lee is known for transforming the college into a liberal arts university. Within a couple months of his presidency, he created new professorships in engineering, chemistry, and history. While Greek and Latin were still offered, he put a larger emphasis on modern languages like Spanish, which was seldom taught in American colleges, and whose importance he had learned from his time in Mexico. Lee considered several short-lived graduate programs, and he worked with Rector John Brockenborough to merge the Lexington Law School with the college. He also established press scholarships for young men preparing to make printing or journalism their profession. This is considered the first journalism school in the South, though it is better described as one of many scholarships Lee created to educate a generation desolated by war. Lee relied on the generosity of wealthy benefactors like George Peabody and Cyrus McCormick to effect these curricular changes. He also successfully petitioned Gerrit Smith, a prominent New Yorker who had funded John Brown's abolitionist raid on Harper's Ferry less than a decade before. Clearly, Lee had convinced many opponents of the former Confederacy that education had become the South's greatest objective. As Reverend Henry Ward Beecher said of the former general in an 1868 fundraiser for Washington College, whatever had been his error in war, now he had devoted himself to the sacred cause of education, to the elevation of his fellow citizens and ours. Though Lee had many Northern critics, he helped transform Washington College into a nationally recognized institution. The student body jumped from 40 before his presidency to 411 in 1868. Lee utilized his wartime connections to recruit many ex-Confederates to professorships, and more importantly, he pleaded with them to rebuild the South rather than flee the country. Condemning hostility, Lee reprimanded and even expelled students who harassed federal authorities and the local black population. He also broadened student life, relaxing the Presbyterian hold on Lexington that had discouraged fraternities and athletics. And in 1867, likely under Lee's direction, honor matters were referred to the student body for the first time. Despite his innovations, there was much President Lee had not accomplished when he died on October 12, 1870. He never wrote his history of the Civil War, and he hadn't procured a bell for the chapel he built and would be buried in. He hadn't created an agricultural school, and he hadn't secured a stable endowment for all his curricular expansions to continue. But he had done more for the college in 5 years than any of his predecessors, not just saving it from ruin, but building it into the university we still recognize today. To learn more about how Lee left the college and why trustees named it after him, check out our website and follow us on social media.